Hello everyone and welcome back. We are in the all new, and I mean all new, BMW X2 M35, and this is way before we're even going to get a chance to review it here, but I'm going to take it on around almost 100-mile little trip here, and I want to see how efficient it can be. So let's do that now. Before we go and head off on this quick little journey, I'm going to go take you on a quick exterior tour to show you what the new X2 looks like, especially in this M35 trim, because it is pretty cool. We just filled up on a full tank here, and we have this awesome red paint finish here on the X2, and I think this new generation looks pretty sweet. Up front here we have the new M Sport fascia for the X2, really aggressive looking. We have those illuminated kidney grills now, you can see here, check that out. New LED headlights, as well as these pretty big wheels over here. Some performance rubber from Continental, very thin tires on this one. We have some tar. I think one of the media people ran over today. It was at a press event, and I think the rear end is a little bit of a bold styling take from the previous X2. I was a big fan of how that car looked, but this one is sportier, I guess. It's trying to look a little bit more like an X6. Some cool cars out here today, and we have quad tip exhaust on this one for whatever reason, I'm not too sure. That sloping roof line now, a little bit of a spoiler back here, this funky looking headlights. But let's go take this thing on a drive. M mirrors now as well. We also have these really cool M Sport bucket seats. Close up the door. I really like this interior. That BMW definitely went a little more playful on their design here. We have this floating center console here. iDrive 9 is out as well now. Sportier steering wheel with the 12 o'clock marker, and these paddle shifters as well with a boost function, which is pretty cool. Let's get off on our journey. We have our navigation set. We're going to be using Waze. We have it up to 88 miles. We're on this trip, hour and a half, and let's make sure we're going to be in efficient mode. So we're going to make sure it's in efficient mode here. This is going to help us to get the best range out of this gas car as possible. Just around 300 horsepower. I'm a little over. Really cool aluminum trim up here as well. And let's see if we have any fun gauges on here. So we're very familiar, I think, on this channel of all of the BMW system. Now, this is pretty much iDrive 8 shrunken down and made for a touch-only environment, essentially. So I want to have some trip data up here. Let's put up this trip data for now, so we can see what's going on. Value since gained as well. Pretty cool. So we'll see what's going on this trip data. Hopefully we'll get some pretty cool efficiency numbers, and I'm also going to open up our live vehicle page. So we're going to go back to home, and we're going to have it placed on that screen. I'll do that while we're driving. On the next update, we'll open up our content here, and we'll go to adaptive content. So we'll see our acceleration and anticipation and speed. We'll make sure to get the best bars we can on that one. Go to our trip speed here, and we'll see our value since the last refuel, which was about 8 minutes ago. So we'll go off this value for this trip, and let's head off. I'm going to open up CarPlay again for you guys, so we can use our navigation and we can see where we're heading off to. Pop it into drive. Is pretty easy, and this thing is a peppy little beast. I might actually pop it into sport mode as we're getting onto the highway here, because it's quite fun, and it sounds really fun as well. Let's go back to Apple CarPlay here, and we'll head off. So it wants us to make a right out here. There is the MDX from our press event today. A lot of cool cars out here today, guys. Whoa, definitely some fun sounds coming out of this engine here. Now, this is the updated B48 from BMW, and it is a peppy little engine. Let me say so. Pop the transmission in sport. We are using a dual clutch here on this particular gearbox, which is a nice touch. It's auto downshifting for us in sport mode. A little bit of a nice acceleration test here for you guys. Peppy upshifts, really like that. And you clearly can get up to speed in this car very, very quickly. This thing is fast for an as claimed around 300-ish horsepower. So as we all know, modern BMWs are definitely underrated in their official power numbers. These engines are really strong, pretty reliable now as well, and definitely are focused on strong performance, because this thing is doing well already. So we're back out here on the highway. Enough of the fun. Let's pop it back into our eco-efficient modes here. Now, this X2 that we have also comes with the driver Pro package, and this is going to allow us to have some really great highway driving assistance features. So if you are probably seeing on camera, you have those little flashing lights there. I'm going to press my speed control here and have it set. We have it set to like 70-ish miles an hour, good, right around the speed limit here. And yeah, it's like driving itself. So we have distance control and then assisted driving, which we're going to put it into assisted driving here. Now this is not the full-on assisted driving Pro Plus package you can get in some of the other higher end BMWs. That's where the car is essentially going to be able to drive itself on highways. That's something you're going to find in like the i7 and the 7 series. But this system is still really fantastic. It takes control of the steering for you. And you do have to have your hands on the wheel, technically, yes, but it is tracking your eye movements as well. We also have a huge heads-up display on this particular model. I'm not sure if it's coming across on camera. It's a little bit dim right now, but that is another great feature of this X2. Anyways, guys, I will update you once we kind of move along on our journey and we have some new updates on the trip. And stay tuned. Well, hello back, everyone. We are here, and I am going to give you guys a little bit of an update of how we've been doing on this trip. We've traveled quite a bit of miles, around a little over 40 miles now, I think almost 50 miles at this point. And let's see how we're doing on our fuel economy status. So, quick way to do that, we're going to check our content here. 34.4 MPG average since this trip just started. So, honestly, quite good, but I want to check out a little bit more information. So let's see if our voice assistant will help us here. Open live vehicle content.
Try it once more.
Open live vehicle content.
Here's the trip data.
Ah, there we go. So it does recognize that, and it's now open my live vehicle content. So we can see we've been on the road for 57 minutes. 34.4 MPG, which is very, very good. That's better than the EPA numbers on this car. And we have traveled 56.8 miles, and we've coasted for 5.5 miles on this trip. So I love how BMW's efficiency dynamics system works. So you can really just let off and coast for a while in this car. So you could literally just have the engines off and you'll be coasting down the highway, which is a really fun feature. Squeeze in here, and it also will charge up the battery system. Now I do not believe this is a 48-volt system. It's kind of BMW's regenerative battery system from previous, before, part of their efficiency dynamics package that they include in pretty much all their vehicles. So really nice. So it's really impressive fuel economy, I think, on this car. And I know it can do better. We were going pretty quick. There was no traffic, open interstate, and if I was going slow, I don't think I would be in a safe driving position, to be completely honest. So we were going a little bit on a higher speeds in this more traffic sorted environment and more traditional highway speeds with a lot more traffic around you. I am very confident this will do probably close to 40 miles per gallon. And you have to remember, this is the X2 M35. This is not just your regular run-of-the-mill X2. This is the high-performance version, and still capable of getting these really great fuel economy figures if you're not on it and flooring it and driving it hard all the time. So that's really impressive. We do know that there is a new B48 with a 48-volt system that is out or about to come out in the facelifted 4 Series. So I really hope that engine quickly spreads its way across BMW's lineup, because I can't even imagine how fuel efficient that car alone is going to be. I'd love to get my hands on that when it comes out, because BMW's, I think, both understate their power figures and their fuel efficiency. They're actually quite efficient vehicles. And I have to be completely honest, the 6-cylinder ones, the B58 models with the 48 volt, are even more efficient, which is crazy to think of. So BMW is doing some really great things. I don't think those side of their products are talked about as much as their performance, their crazy styling, and the technology. So one thing to mention there, I'd love to mention that we still have around 30 miles left on this trip, 33 minutes. We'll see if we can change this number or improve it any much more. Otherwise, I'll give you guys an update towards the end of the trip of this short drive. But let's just quickly talk about how this X2 is doing on the highway here. So Other than the pieces of tar filler that have been stuck to the front wheels, which was not my doing, there seems to be slowly going away because the noise and vibration has disappeared. It's really comfortable. We have our automatic climate adjustment on. It's been auto circulating the air and giving me a nice climate adjustment in here, comfortable temperature. Now, we don't have co-ventilated seats, which is, I wish they would consider that at around $60,000, though. You do have to remember these are the performance seats that are not a perforated seat style. So we have this kind of like suede style material in the center for extra grip. Very aggressive bolsters on the sides of these seats as well. But otherwise, themselves are very comfortable. Very comfortable seats, no complaints there. We also have great acceleration when we need it on the highway, and it's great on the highway in the sense that it's a BMW. It feels like a tank at high speeds, and that's all BMWs do that very well. They can travel at higher speeds, and you feel like you're going like half that, which is really impressive. So the X2 can do that as well. It has great coasting capability. It's pretty an aerodynamic shape. It's not a box. It's kind of a smooth, raked back crossover coupe. So all in all, good points here. Really, really good. I like the Harman Kardon system in this particular X2. It sounds really great. Not the best Harman Kardon system in the BMW lineup, but definitely a good upgrade. I believe it's included on the X2 M35s, which is a nice touch. I love the blend of materials in here, and all this we'll talk about more in my full review after I drive this over the next week. But so far, so good. And again, I'll keep you guys updated when we get to our destination. Okay, everyone, we are just about to end our trip here on the highway, so we might as well do one last check-in here to see what our MPG has been over this past nearly 90-ish miles. So let's do again a quick check on our digital cluster here. We have been averaging 35.1 MPG, so it has improved over our last check-in, which is a good thing. We've been going pretty much downhill in some traffic areas, so when you are following a vehicle at speed and coasting, the BMW will charge whatever battery it will be charging, whether it's a 48-volt system or whether it's this system, or if you're in the EVs, it will charge the battery that way through regen, which it's pretty smart. Or if it doesn't need to charge the battery and you have enough space between the vehicle, it'll just coast with the engine off. So we've been doing pretty good. I guess we can open our live vehicle content again. Open live vehicle settings.
Here is the live vehicle.
I've called it like 4 different things now, and it still recognizes it, so that's a good voice system for recognizing that. So again, 35.1 MPG. Been driving for about an hour and a half now, and we've traveled 85.2 miles so far. We've coasted for 9.5 miles. So that's 9.5 of those miles that the engine was just off, just sitting off, coasting along. So that's pretty impressive for this non-48 volt system to do. So this is a wake-up call to other manufacturers that, hey, you can do efficient coasting and regen style systems without even 48 volt. So hopefully, oh, hope someone's okay. Hopefully we'll see more manufacturers being able to do this, because BMW has been doing it for a heck of a long time now, and still no one has really caught on to the technology and have opted to go for very more complicated solutions, such as the VC Turbo that we just got out of the Nissan Rogue, which is a complicated engine, non-hybrid, can get pretty good MPG actually, but I think it compromises power a little bit too much. Nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little efficiency drive over with the BMW X2. It's honestly been a joy to drive on the highway. It's really comfortable. It has great amounts of power and speed when you do need it. Very fuel efficient as well, and I think it looks great too. If I'm getting some good looks on the road, especially in this cool red color here, which is matched on the iDrive 9 system, which is a fantastic touch. Anyways, guys, once and again, thank you for watching all of my videos, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And as always, stay tuned for more coming on Allcarnews, and cheers.